time.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah, I remember last time or like
Was it
three.
one? I don't think we've always press record. I think. I don't know.
There was one time where we didn't, and I was
Oh,
all like, "Shit!" and I stopped you from talking. I think it was a Pixar
oh, I
movie,
remember. Yeah, I think that's
Encanto.
what.
I think it was
What
Encanto.
yeah,
I think it
yeah.
was Encanto because we were like, "Wait, stop talking! Wait, we're not recording. It doesn't say live right here, even though we're not live."
Oh,
But
yeah. I think I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. All right, let's get right to it. Ready? Oh, ready set. One, two. Oh, sorry. One, two, three. Sorry, just sound. All right, right. Look at the camera. Ready, set. One, two, three. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan D. Ryan 680.
And this is Lex back at it again.
What's going on, guys? How are you doing? If you have not already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Check our other videos down below, ladies and gentlemen, for our Obi-Wan reviews and regular movie reviews coming at you on any podcast platform or anything, anytime you've been watching us, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us. Let's get right to it, Lex. Lex, man, it's good to have you on the show, man. It's good to,
Yeah,
it's good to be
to be
back
back.
at it, to talk about geek stuff, to talk about our love of Star Wars. Speaking of love stars, I know the podcast people can't see it, but show us that beautiful
Oh
lightsaber
yeah,
over there, man.
yeah.
Oh, that is great. Oh, dude, Luke, the
I have
hope. He's
I
the
have
hope.
this and Mace Windows.
Dang,
That's
that
it
means
right now.
hope. That means hope, man. That means hope. Oh, Mace Windu's dead, dude. He's been dead, dude.
I mean,
Oh,
the
damn.
lightsaber is clean though. The lightsaber is
There, yo,
clean.
it is. It is. I love that. You know, it's sad that he retired that lightsaber, but yeah. Let's get right to it,
Yeah.
man. I know you haven't had a chance to really go on depth of how maybe you didn't like this series so far. Maybe you loved it. Mention. I mean, tell us, man. I know we haven't really talked about it on or off
Yeah.
camera. So far, the past episodes, 4 and below. What did you think
Yeah.
of them, man? Part 4 and below.
So I've been very torn about this show. For those that don't know,
What?
my podcast, uh, not in theaters, that I have with my co-host Josh, our second episode ever was about what if Obi-Wan had like a solo movie,
Yeah.
and this was back in 2017. So we've been dreaming
Dang.
up of like what if
Yeah.
Obi-Wan would look like, and I have to listen to that episode to see what we planned out, but we
What you
kind of
said.
put it
Yeah.
together, right? And like, so as you can see, like I had very close in the ear of like, damn, they can really do something interesting with that story. And the first, I would say even the first two episodes, they gave me that hope. uh, but from there, even hints of episode two, like it just something started feeling off, and
Yeah.
it's been an interesting journey to watch through episode three,
Hmm.
four. We're now on five, but I would say that like it started good and then it lost momentum. And with a series that's 6 episodes, like it's almost like you can't lose momentum. Like if
Yes.
you
Yeah.
you know if you
That makes
lose
sense.
momentum, especially with what I think has been like 2 episodes worth of momentum not really being there.
Yeah.
I that's already 1/3 of your show, and so
Hmm.
like, and it's the middle, it's the climax, right? So like
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
it's been
Nerve
it's been
wracking.
disappointing. It's been
Yeah.
it's been disappointing to an extent. Like I'm just truly torn because this could have been great, and I'm feeling like it's just not living. Like I think for a good time I was in denial, and it's like watching. We'll go into this episode. Is
Yeah.
we get a little bit of like, it's getting better. Like then you look at like, well, there's one episode left, and it's like you're in a position where, as a fan, you're torn because you should have been hooked from the get go.
From the beginning.
Never
Yeah.
lose momentum. If they're gonna give us 6 episodes, it's gotta be 6 hard hitting episodes, and it's not what we've been getting.
And I'll agree. I'll agree that. And I'm gonna say that right now. And every time Obi-Wan is ever mentioned, this should have been an effing movie. This should have been a movie. Right out the bat, I'll say it over and over and over again. After watching 5 episodes, this should have been a movie. This really should have, because there's a lot of, again, it's a lot of nerve wracking to where a lot of stuff didn't make sense, and then when it panned out in this episode where the spoilers came out about the Grand Inquisitor, it was so, I got so into it. Again, guys, put on comments down below. Ryan, what are you talking about, Ryan? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about is the Grand Inquisitor, of how the whole thing outcome came about. what didn't make sense to me of, because again, we're talking about the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels. This is the Grand Inquisitor, that in the books. This is supposed to be a very clever person, and again, though, I get it. They did a little twist in this one. I get that, but at the same time, though, I was just like, really, and Reva is just. I did not like her character at all. Nothing against Moses Ingram because she's a phenomenal actress. I loved her in Macbeth. I really did enjoy her in that movie, Apple TV movie, Apple movie that came out. Yeah, so she is phenomenal in there. But in this role, she is just so flat. I don't like her at all. And again, it's her character, not the person. Because Star Wars fans, you guys know, as much as I hate Last Jedi, I'm not gonna go against Rose and call her all these names and everything. As much as I did not like Rose's character, that doesn't mean I don't like the person, because let's be honest here, guys. As much as we all clock into work, they're clocking into work too. Think of that. Yeah. They're clocking to work. They're doing a job. This is the script. This is what I have to say. These are the lines I have to say, and I have to emphasize on the words and all this stuff. That's the thing, guys. Is that Reva does this, because you have to remember, we're not the actors. We're not the actresses. They are. They're put on the spotlight. So let's not forget that. That's all I'm saying. But
what people don't realize is, like, unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio, unless you're Tom Cruise,
Emma Thompson,
Meryl Streep, like
Emma,
you those actors that are not on that list or in that category, they have no input in their life. Like they don't have control. They present you with a script, and that's what you do, and then you just perform it to the best of your ability. I haven't seen the actress Moses Ingram's previous work, but I have seen how a bad script can turn a good actor into a flat character. And I think I wanted to like her character, but it's just a lot of the things that I feel that the show wanted to make us feel. Like, all that stuff. It's not landing. There's been even some emotional moments in here where I feel like I've only truly felt one, and then the other ones I see the intention, but I'm not feeling it. And it's because it's not being delivered, like it's not being presented in a way where we actually feel something or we actually care. That's the frustrating part. Like, this should have been a more profound. And they had themes. They had themes in previous episodes where I thought, okay, now I know, now I think I know what the show is going to be about. It is showing us how Obi-Wan is a trauma survivor, right? Yeah. And that he doesn't have a connection to the Force like he did. So the show was going to be an exploration of that. And they almost like abandoned that theme. Like the trauma has been there little by little, but then like his disconnection to the Force, and then sometimes they show glimmers of him getting back, but they abandoned that entirely. It's not like a singular thread. It's kind of like they lay that thread here, and then the next episode there'll be like a whole little side thing, and then they want to continue the thread. It doesn't flow, and I don't think it's because of new characters they introduced, because some of them I really enjoy. I just think that the pacing and the way that they structured everything, and I personally don't like that. Once again, it's very short, 6 episodes, and it's like a cat and mouse race, or not race, but it's like a cat and mouse thing where it's just like a chase. It's just a chase across the galaxy, and every episode feels like it's the same thing. Oh, will they escape? Will they not? Will they face Vader? Like, it's every episode
that makes sense. Dude, exactly. I'm 100% on board with that. With that whole formula, and it's annoying because it feels like they're using it at the same episode, and it's really annoying to where certain things. Again, it's really great to see Ewan McGregor in this role. It really is. It's phenomenal. I love, really, the only time I really love is when he's really on camera, when he's trying to figure out certain situations that he's stuck in. I love that. I love seeing that. I love seeing him trying to figure it out. And then may I say, it's really gone to a point to where, this episode proved itself that Reva is not really, it's hard because, like, again, I'm talking about cartoons. Ryan, what are you talking about? We're talking about cartoons, animation of Rebels. Every single Inquisitor has always wanted to lead the fight. They always wanted to fight. I want to kill the Jedi. No, I want to kill the Jedi. And when in this episode, we see Reva hiding behind the stormtroopers, where like she's not even going. It didn't make any sense to me. And again, though, nothing on her. I just feel like that's the way they wanted it to happen. And by God, those stormtroopers suck at shooting. I don't know if they can't see. They were not able to hit that droid at all. That was right there in the middle, and then they did end up hitting it when they got all close to it. But
It's
I
been
mean,
ridiculous. It's like,
yeah. Give us a recap of this episode, Lex. Of this.
yeah. So on this episode, we find ourselves right, uh, picking up where we left off last episode, where uh, Obi-Wan does not know he's being tracked, but he's being tracked because Reva messed with Lola, the droid that Leia has. And so they're now being followed into the planet where there's refugees, right? Um, Force sensitive Jedi's or people that just uh, were sympathetic to the Republic, right? And so, yeah, Vader and Reva are closing in. Of course, Vader sends Reva, and they seem to be like stuck, right? Like they have the droid that was sent is also kind of like hacked, and so it does its thing. It keeps them stuck, and now they're there to get them. They're there to finally capture Obi-Wan.
So you
And
see,
I'm just like the premise itself is like it should be suspenseful, and there was moments where it was, but once again, it's
so
so
the
cheap.
only
It's
I'll
so
say that right now. So the
condescending.
only time I felt suspense, again though, the great thing, again we talk about the negative. The great thing that I love seeing was Vader doing his massive
Yeah,
work. That was
that
beautiful.
was
That
yeah,
was
I
really good
like
to see
that.
Vader really fight off Reva and
Well, he wasn't
everything.
even trying, but he
I
was just
know he was toying with her, dude. That
and
was
that's
something
cool.
different.
That
That
was
was something different. That was cool. Seeing them
like
stop the lightsaber with the force. That was really cool. And then stop the
yeah,
ship.
that was
He was just
cool.
like boom. I was like, dude.
And even that shot, like the VFX was a little cheap, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
Like
so okay, so
things
go
like
go.
that.
Yeah, so going with the duel scene. I'm gonna mention it countless times every time I talk about Obi-Wan is that why the hell does Hayden Christian look hella old, way older than Ewan McGregor? Like, come on, they couldn't do a little CGI or a little makeup to just cover up those wrinkles a little
Yeah,
bit. I mean, again, they did it with Mark Hamill when he was in The Mandalorian.
yeah, he
They
looks
couldn't they
great.
if y'all did it for that, why couldn't y'all do a little bit for for
Yeah,
Hayden
just
Christian?
a
Just really
little bit.
to be honest, he does not have that bad skin. They could have just put makeup. To be honest, they could put a lot more makeup just to cover up those wrinkles a little bit. But again, and then also the background was just so cheesy. I don't know if they did it nostalgic to because that's how it was in the prequels, but the background was
Yeah.
just annoyingly
This
cheesy.
is this goes back because I liked that opening. I was actually like I had to even rewind a little bit. Like, oh,
I
that's
didn't like the way
cool.
it clipped though.
But
I didn't like the way it clipped.
what like at the beginning, or you mean
The
like
duel, like the how it kept
oh
clipping throughout the whole
yeah,
episode.
no,
I
no,
did not
no.
like that.
I get you. But what I'm saying is like opening up the episode with that, I was like, okay, you guys have my attention for this episode. Let's see where it
Mhm.
goes. Um, but yeah, it goes back to what I said because I'm a sucker for flashback scenes, and I'm a sucker
Yeah, me
for
too. Love it.
flashbacks that are used to tell a theme that is also relevant in present day, and that's what they tried to do. But I think once again, the execution wasn't there because I'm telling you, I'm a sucker for these things, and I didn't feel like I kind of saw the point, but I saw it, but I didn't feel it. And so it's just about the presentation and the like landing it, where I know what lesson Obi-Wan was trying to teach him, but
Hmm.
it's it really like once again it was just confusing how it's done. Like it's I guess what I'm trying to say it's like they presented an idea of what they think would be cool, but they just didn't flesh it out properly.
Yeah.
And it could have been done way better where we actually feel something. Um, like this is not even a thing. I guess I'm so distracted by what I'm watching on screen, but like John Williams is uh, is came back to score, right, to write the
Yes.
score.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm feeling like so far the scores and the themes, like the classics like Dual Fates, and
Mhm.
I feel like they're not even. Like the scenes are not even
They're not
making it so that
strong.
that comes to the
They're
front end, right? Like it's
they're
just
they're
like
not strong.
if you
Yeah.
ask me what music was playing during that scene, like I don't know. And granted,
Yeah.
like it's not that I want the music to mask the scene, but I want them to work together, and they're not flowing together. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of like the underlying thing of how the series has gone. I tried defending it for so long. I tried. Like you can ask Andrew. Like I was like, let's give it a chance because like after 2 episodes, some people were skeptical, and I was like, let's give it a chance. It's 2 episodes. That's all we have.
Yeah.
And then third one comes in, fourth one comes in, and like even then I was like, let's see if they rally up in the last 2 episodes. And seeing this episode, like just a couple of things worked,
Yeah.
and
That
the thing
scene,
is,
that flashback scene though would have been a lot stronger if it was maybe at the very end where Obi-Wan's thinking and Vader's thinking, where it shows up because again they keep showing Vader thinking about that scene, right? It would have made sense at the very end of the episode to where Obi-Wan's like on his way back, he's thinking about something, and then again he says, Anakin really says like there are other ways to fight. He's teaching Obi-Wan's teaching Anakin a lesson here. There's other ways to fight here in a sense to where and that's the thing too. It's just the whole context of it is trying to say Obi-Wan knows exactly how Anakin fights because he trained him and he knew how aggressive he was. And even so, like he even said, I think Obi-Wan said, I'm bringing Vader to me" or something of that context to Reva, and to each his own. It's just like it really makes sense to a certain degree, but again, that whole scene would have been a lot stronger if it was maybe at the whole part, not cut off bit by bit, because then you're making us focus on like they're in a situation, and then you kept clipping us out of like, oh wait, now you're going to flashback again. And then like it did it 3 times, one in the middle, one in the beginning, one in the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end. Somewhat in the end, not really. But like it just very felt very missed focused because I was all like, wait, what's the whole point of this episode? Then it could have been, what's that terminology? Over edited into a certain degree to where like it
yeah,
kind of like didn't make sense. That scene was supposed to be, I wanted to be stronger than what we got. But again, though, not to say like Hayden Christensen is to each his own. Like it kind of okay. So whenever they mentioned Reva was a youngling, which I kind of figured out, I was like, oh, she's probably a youngling or or something, right? It didn't make sense to me because I was all like, wait, if she survived, how did Anakin not know she was still alive? Because she said, "Oh, I played dead." That doesn't make any sense because we all know this from the Star Wars geek side of it. The Star Wars mythology is that if you're connected to somewhat of the Force, and she would have been like what 10 years old, maybe younger, when this happened, and if she's connected to the Force, then Anakin would have sensed it. Because he was locked in. He killed all the younglings except her. And then they mentioned at the very end of the episode is that, like, I knew you were the youngling all along. So, like, I kind of feel like they took a dab at, like, oh, the geek Star Wars fans are not going to know, or we're not going to pay attention. Again, it could just be like, oh, it was just the whole point of the story. But at the same time, though, I'm all like, come on, do better, do a little bit better than that, because it's like we know how the Force works in a sense, and she's not gonna be not Force connected at the time. But again, that's just the geek side of it. Again, Ryan, you're really into this too much. I'm sorry. It's just I love the series so much. I love Obi-Wan. I just love Star Wars so much. But yeah, I'm gonna say that. But again, it could have been a lot stronger. The way again, like you already said, like they were with the refugees there and everything, they were trying to escape. I really didn't feel any suspense at that time. I felt more suspense though, I'll say, between when Vader was attacked. Like that was really cool. Once again, that was really cool to see.
once again,
This
like it has the potential to like
the
have
stormtroopers are really good. I like that.
yeah.
That was really cool. That fight scene, that was really cool. And then what was that character's name that she sacrificed herself? She went down. She went down like a champ. She is okay. So again, I'm gonna mention Moses Ingram, but here's the thing. It's just the way her character was. I never believed her that she was an Inquisitor. I just couldn't. I don't know why. I just could not believe her. Every episode, it was just like, it just felt like she was trying too hard. But again, though, it could just be the creator side where like, oh, they're seeing it totally different than we are seeing it, Take that to consideration. That's all I'm saying. And they're just clocking into a job. It's not her fault. We don't blame her whatsoever. It's just, it wasn't mixing well with me, and I never believed her she was Inquisitor. At the same time, though, I'm all like, wait, Vader, you just made her Grand Inquisitor? What the hell? All you have to do is track Jedi. You make her a Grand Inquisitor. That doesn't make any sense. In the books, it's totally different, and even in Rebels, it's totally different how they become the Grand Inquisitors, or like how they really, because they do explain it in the Sith book. They explain it in the books as like well. It just pretty much you challenge and you fight to the death. That's really it. And Vader just watches, and they watch them bicker. They watch them because they love that. They love the evil. They love the anger. They love all that. And I love how your cat just like bugs right there. Big old pops up right there. But yeah, I mean, what'd you think of this episode, man? I mean,
it was better, but it followed up some episodes where they lost momentum, and it was better, but it's also like, what are they gonna do in this next episode that's gonna fix the disappointment that I feel? Like I said, I really like the theme that Obi-Wan is disconnected to the Force and he's trying to go back to it, right? And they haven't addressed that. Like, they haven't really planted the seed. There was that one episode, last episode, episode 4, where he kind of like fought off with his lightsaber and he kind of got into form a little bit. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm coming back to form. That's not the Force. That's technique. That's, maybe you feel it a little bit. You feel the Force through you and making your moves. But at the same time, like, it hasn't been profound. So, like, if they do that next episode, we're like, oh, he reconnects to the Force, he's more powerful than ever, or whatever. Like, it's gonna feel shoehorned in.
Yeah, and also, like, how are you gonna fake his death? That's the thing, because that's really the only way. Like, how is he gonna escape? Like, it's not gonna make any sense, right? I mean, how is he gonna fake Obi-Wan's death? And again, Reva is gonna die. I mean, they have to kill her off. She's still alive. She heard the children. And again, I'm kind of upset they're bringing in Luke now. I'm all like, why are you bringing in Luke for one more episode and that's it? Like, it's too much to cram in this one episode. Like, you should have just left it as Leia in there and that's it. But now knowing Reva really has heard the children. She heard that. Knowing that, now is she going to attack the children, I guess? I mean,
and that would not make sense because it was revealed that she was like undercover and she's not really like a Sith. It's like
it didn't make sense to me why she was mad at Obi-Wan to begin with. I mean, I get it. Yeah, because she's all like, "Oh, the master," but then wait, how are you not?
The way you do
towards Anakin, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm all like, well, because he's very, and she mentioned it. He's all like, because how would he know or whatever? I'm all like, well, then you're making him powerful by just believing that. You're already believing that already, and it's
I don't know. A lot of things are very inconsistent. I think it was far too late to explain her twist. And not even late. They could have landed it in this episode. Yeah. But it was put in with a lot of other themes and once again, it's like they're just not committed to a specific theme. They're putting together a package of things, and none of them are hitting. They're all shots missed, in my opinion. And so like, it's just like, it leaves me thinking like, I just don't think this next episode's gonna fix it. And there's been rumors about a second season and stuff like that. But like, honestly, like, is it gonna be a second season of disappointment, right? Or like, because I'm being real, because like, honestly, I really wanted this. And I would have loved for it to be more than a limited series, but at the same time,
I wanted a movie.
Yeah, well, that too. I mean, I wanted a movie. I typically prefer series now more than movies.
Really? No, I like movies. You
have more time to tell a story. You have
but true, but obviously that doesn't always pan out right. Yeah, like,
not used properly. Yeah, and that's why it's so disappointing.
See, this
Star Wars.
If this was a movie, this would make a solid movie. If we kept the way it is right now, so far, it would be a solid movie. It really would have. If obviously I would have cut out a lot of it, like a lot of context, a lot of certain things. But it just, and I loved how they made references, towards there are alternatives to fighting, which mentions about in New Hope. They mentioned little things about that, so I love that how they mentioned a little.
I want lightsaber fights, man.
Okay, so speaking of lightsaber, did you see those lightsabers that were laying there that Ewan McGregor found? Well, did you recognize any? I didn't recognize any of the lightsabers, right?
I paused it and I didn't.
Yeah, I paused it too. I was all like, "Oh, like you're that what's that meme? The Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's all He saw
from
like
Once Upon a Time. Yeah.
yeah, well, Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street, right?
No, it's from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, you're right. Once Upon a
I
Time in
was
Hollywood.
watching
Oh
the
my
movie.
god, I got it totally wrong. Sorry about that. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm a
no,
movie
no
guy. I
worries.
got. Oh,
Yeah, dude, I paused it. I was trying to find it. I was like, no. But honestly, like, it sucks to say, but like, a part of me was like, do I care? Like, do I care that
oh,
it's
damn.
like this? No, it's not to be cynical, but it's like, once again, a lot of this show has felt like just purposeless. Like
Yeah,
it hasn't added to the character of Obi-Wan yet. Like
really. Yeah,
maybe that part they can save on this next episode, but it hasn't really. Like they've shown us which I thought this was okay at first, but they've shown us a weaker version of Obi-Wan, someone that's
yeah,
traumatized. I didn't expect him to be on his prime. Like I knew this was going to be an Obi-Wan that was hurt, damaged.
yeah.
But when that's not the theme, like the theme is not about him working through that. It's just
Mhm.
kind of going to be like, oh yeah, he's dealing with this. A bunch of show stuff, like a bunch of show things happen, and then
Yeah.
like if they bring it together next episode, it's like, oh, he resolved it. He's now the Obi-Wan you know, and that you'll meet in 10 years, like with Luke and stuff. It's no, that's not how you progress and add to a character like this. And
I completely agree, man. Again, I wanted something a little bit better. But again, though, every time he's on camera, he does no wrong. Again, it's just not his fault.
yeah,
It's not. Oh,
Ewan's doing great.
Ewan's doing great as that character that they're trying
Yeah,
to portray and everything. He's doing a great job. He really is. It's just how the story's unfolding that we have an issue with. Again, we don't know. I don't agree bringing Luke in. I really don't. That's kind of dumb to bring him in here at the last episode. But again, I could be totally wrong. And then part 6 changes everything. Part 6 needs to be over an hour long.
yeah. Part 6 gotta be two. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, like Stranger Things did it better, dude. Like
Dang.
like 1 hour and a half episodes, dude. Well done
See,
episodes. Like that's how you do a
but
season.
that's the thing, though. That's the thing. The reason why Netflix does that, they gave them permission, was because it's such a good show, and it has a
Well
good run.
planned.
No, and it has a good run too. Because
Well, yeah, no, I get it. It's
yeah,
the
it
fourth
would
season, whatever.
see like they would not give it.
I'm
Oh,
just
season
saying.
1, you get over an hour and a half. Like
But I mean, it's just Disney has been doing this. It's like
yeah, true.
micro feedings, 40 minute. Even with Mandalorian, which is great, they know how to make the most out of those 40-minute episodes. But they could do so much. Like this is the one show where I just truthfully think that. Well, no, because if they have more time in the episodes, but they still feel like
Yeah.
it's BS, then yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. This just needed a whole different planning to my understanding, and like a different. I don't know who the writer is. No disrespect, but I just feel like things felt off. Like there was a lot of ideas coming together, maybe pieced apart, and
Yeah, exactly. It just didn't unfold the way I wanted it to, and to a sense to where it really didn't give us into the depth that I really wanted to see out of Obi-Wan. I wanted to see him really struggle and be. I mean, we get a little bit of that, but like they don't take dabs of it. And I'll be honest here. Okay, I don't care. Call me whatever. Ryan, why do you want to see that? But did you notice the beginning message at the beginning of the episode and it talks about the younglings? I really wanted to see Anakin kill those younglings, like to show that to show like the dark side of the Force. Like that's how dark he became. To show like again, Disney's now and TVMA, so I don't know why they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of makes me question as well. Is that like are they they're not. No, true. I mean, true, but it's like, but to a sense, to where like this is what happens when you become to the dark side. Like you do things that are that are just evil. That's the dark side of the Force. Like I wish we could hit that context, at least hit that context to a certain degree, to where like they know, like, hey, playing around like this or doing doing BS like this or making BS threats is not okay whatsoever, and just really executing on those nerves. And again, it could have gone very deep, but in Disney, they just lacked that depthness. They really did. I really wanted to see that, more of that, really, of him. Just again, though, we could have, and also I really wanted to see the clones a lot more. That was really cool, seeing the 501st set. That was awesome. God, that was beautiful, man. I love seeing those clones. They look good. But yeah, so again, Obviously, I mean, we could see a horror version of Star Wars. Star Wars mythology. Oh, there's blood everywhere. I don't know, but yeah, it just yeah. So I did not recognize any lightsabers. I'm kind of. Are we gonna see Qui-Gon in here? And we're at the very end of the iceberg here, end of the tip of the iceberg here, and I really wish and hoping like they better have Qui-Gon in here, dude. Like if they don't have Qui-Gon, it's a missed opportunity. It's
it because they planted it from the very first episode.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, they abandoned that theme. Like he hasn't tried talking to him again. And there's been once again no more like, let me try reconnect with the Force. Let me work through this trauma. Let me work through.
Yeah.
So if they do it, I feel like I'm gonna get hyped, but I'm still gonna be mad that was not the theme of the show. Like the show deviated it to I'm running away from Darth Vader, blah blah blah. Like and if it just comes around, I'm telling you, like I just fear that every emotional moment that they've tried to throw at us in this show, it hasn't landed. And I'm pretty sure that if Qui-Gon shows up, it's not gonna feel like we wanted to feel.
See, and that's the thing too. Or we could even see a force FaceTime of Yoda, if that makes any sense. Of where he's talking to him, saying you need to come back to the Force and all this stuff. But again, I don't know, man.
Either way, for the last episode, it's gonna feel rushed. I don't know, man. I don't trust it. I'm nervous about this last episode.
Well, I did hear, take this with a grain of salt, I did hear rumors that the last episode was edited shorter because they're doing a season 2. But again, though, at the same time, I'm just like, and get this, guys, if you stuck with this long, fact check this, I have already, was that this is the opening within 24 hours. This was the number 1 streaming show on Disney Plus to date. Not a Marvel show, but Obi-Wan Kenobi broke the record right now, holds the record for the highest downloads.
Yeah, because there was a lot of hype, but people are going to be disappointed.
Oh, yeah, dabs, bro. Lex, I'm usually the one that doing the dabs, dude. You're doing dabs, bro. You're Mr. Disney, man. You're Mr. I'm upset. What's that? From Whiplash, where he's all mouse. Yeah, Whiplash movie. Oh, sorry. We're talking about totally 2 different things. It's all good.
It's the song by Drake.
Oh, man. Oh, dude.
But yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. I'm nervous about this next episode.
Me too. I am definitely nervous, guys. Put on comments down below. What did you think of this episode, guys? Put on comments down below because we love talking spoilers. What do you expect of this episode? Again, fan theories here. Put on comments down below because I really, to be honest, dude, I'm at a point to where, like, I'm not even going to predict because, like, is it really going to matter? And to a sense to where, like, I'm so upset of the way the story unfolded. Again, nothing on the people that are actors or actresses that are on set. Nothing on them. It goes to creative side. And again, every time I see Catherine Kennedy on there, I'm just like, oh, this is Catherine Kennedy, dude. Like, just like, it's just like, oh, we're going to put Obi-Wan together. And again, nothing on Vader, nothing on Obi-Wan. Like, I love those scenes. Those are great scenes. I love them. But at the same time, though, I'm just like, bro, you could have had good story with this as well. And that's what we go for. That's what we aim for. And of course, the music. Again, though, the music really didn't even feel like as strong as I wanted it to be. That I expected it to be. But I mean, it is what it is. But all right, guys. Once again, as always, I'm your host, Ryan Diaclo, Ryan 680.
And this was Lex. Very nice chatting with you guys once again, and I'll be around.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. Thank you for listening to us on whatever podcast platform or YouTube channel, or if you're checking us out. Thank you so much for sticking with us this long. And we'll be talking about more movie reviews, more movie stuff coming this summer. Thank you, guys. Check you later. Stay safe, San Antonio.